Tuesday, as we're here for a live match watch along, and hopefully a Newcastle win against Dortmund playing away. So do drop your score predictions in, guys. Be great to hear from you. As you can see, I'm using our new streaming platform tonight, so might be some teething troubles as I try and figure things out. But bear with me, guys, and I will do my best. So there we go. I'm just trying to see if I can share the team news. Hopefully. See if that's come up on the screen. There we go, guys. Oh, there we go. That's that sorted. Sorry, guys. Just bear with me, as I say, using a new streaming platform tonight. So got to figure it out a bit. So there we go, guys. So we're off and underway, and the ball already out on that far side. Newcastle playing in a green strip tonight with white shorts, and Dortmund in their traditional yellow and black. Ball back in play from that far side as Newcastle now play it back to the halfway line. Now Newcastle play it out wide to this near side, long ball forward, right towards the byline as Dortmund just managed to get in front of the Newcastle player there, and the linesman's put the flag up here, and I didn't see an awful lot wrong with that, guys, to be honest. But Dortmund given the advantage. So let's see if I can. Oh, I'm just seeing if I can highlight. No. I'm just trying to. I can't figure out where's. Right. Sorry, guys. I've figured it out here. And as I say, just bear with me, guys. I'm trying to figure out this new platform tonight. Is that got it? There we go. Ben, how you doing, mate? Good to have you with us. Oh, this is not good. Can't even see it to read. So Ben saying, "Hi lads, how's it going, Ben? Good to have you with us." That's not good. I can't read it. So Ben, welcome to the show, mate. Good to have you with us. Hope you're doing okay today, Ben. Welcome to the show, mate. And also, this is a joke. Dave as well. Dave saying hi, Ben. Top stuff, Dave. Thank you, mate. Loving the positive vibes. Hope you're doing okay today, Dave. Um, this is not good. I can't see the comments when I click them. Dave saying hello, Gaz, and all the usual suspects. Thank you, Dave. So Newcastle with a throw in on this near side, deep inside the Dortmund half. Ball crossed into the box as it's knocked away. And then Newcastle pick up the possession on the edge of the box, knocking it out wide to this near side, but it's gone straight out of play. And that will be a throw into Dortmund. Ken is with us as well. Ken saying, Quan is a usual suspect. Quan, what's Quan? Oh, that's not good. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to figure this out. Oh, how do I get rid of this now? Oh, How do I get rid of this now? Oh, this stupid platform. Right, sorry guys. Oh, oh damn. Oh, have I done this now? Sorry guys, I've widened the screen here and I don't know how I've done it. I hate new streaming platforms. How have I done this now? Oh, no, that's not what we want. How have I? Ah, I've done it. Sorry about that, guys. So let's get back to the game. Dortmund with the possession, and they've just knocked it back to the goalkeeper. Apologies for that, guys. Just have to bear with me a little bit tonight, trying to figure out this new platform. As you guys know that are regulars, we've had some problems with the other platform I was using. So I found this one, thought I'd give it a go tonight. As Dortmund now attacking and racing down the centre. Now coming towards the edge of the box. He got the shot off, but it's over the bar. And that will be a goal kick to Newcastle. Newcastle going to have to be switched on there with that, with Dortmund, as obviously we all know, you guys I'm sure know that if you watched Dortmund before, they do play at speed when they play at home. I like to try and uh, use that as an advantage. Now the ball in the middle as both sets of players challenging for it. Dortmund now with the possession, knocked out wide to that far side as Newcastle trying to challenge for it, but Dortmund managing to retain it as they just play it back to the goalkeeper and now build again from the back. Dortmund now knocking it out wide to this near side as now they come forward. Playing the ball into the centre. Now a long ball out wide to that far side as they now come into the Newcastle half. Newcastle racing to try and get back and defend the ball as it just goes out of play. And that'll be a goal kick to Newcastle. So, yeah, sorry, Ken. Apologies. I'm not fully understanding Quam. Is it, unless that's am I a usual suspect? You are, Ken, if that's what you're meaning. Welcome to the show, mate. Good to have you with us. Apologies, guys. For some reason, this is not highlighting in the same way it normally does on the other platform. So I'm having to read the comments before I highlight them. Dave saying, my prediction is a 2-2 draw. Good shout, Dave. Yeah, it could turn out like that, mate. But let's fingers crossed. Let's hope Newcastle can get the win. So ball out on that far side as it's gone out for throwing. Both sets of players challenging for it, but the throwing goes Newcastle's way. Bang on the halfway line, this guy's on that far side. So ball comes in, both sets of players challenge for it. Now it's knocked into the centre as Newcastle almost latched onto the loose ball there, but unable to keep it under control. Now it's nodded back into the centre circle as it's chipped back towards the Dortmund goal, but Dortmund managing to win it. Now Dortmund knocking it back towards the centre circle as now they play it forward and in a foot race. But Newcastle getting to it first, and the referee is going to give a yellow card here for this. So they were just in a foot race, both tussling with each other. But it's the Dortmund player that's gone to ground and a yellow card given against Newcastle. That's laughable. So Lewis Hall with the yellow card, but that's a joke, guys, because they were both equally guilty there, grabbing hold of each other and grabbing hold of each other and grappling with each other. So how the referee can see that going one way or the other is beyond me, because both players are guilty of pulling on each other's shirts, trying to grab each other. So it's crazy, is it, when referees have a biased opinion like that? It's a 50-50 ball, and both players guilty, equally guilty of pulling each other or trying to pull each other to the ground. It just happened to be that the Newcastle player stayed on his feet. Seems like you get punished now if you don't go to ground, doesn't it, guys? It really does. It's getting crazy. Um, so thank you for that, Dave. Always appreciate getting an early prediction in, mate. Dave also saying, Ken, uh, you are now. So I think that's what Ken was saying. Am I a usual suspect? You are, mate. Yep, definitely. So thank you for that, Dave. So the ball eventually is from the free kick, is knocked out behind. So it's going to be a corner on this near side to Dortmund. We're 10 minutes in, guys, just over 10 minutes in, and it's still 0-0. So Dortmund now with a corner. It's towards the near post as Newcastle managed to knock it away. Claims for a foul in the box, but referee waves it on as both sets of players now challenging for it in the centre of the field. Knocked out wide to this near side as Dortmund get control of it, playing it back inside, but it's intercepted momentarily by Newcastle. But Dortmund winning it back. Now Dortmund working it down this near side to the byline as the referee has now blown the whistle, and it's for the linesman putting his flag up on the far side. Don't forget, guys, please do hit that thumbs up if you could, would be really appreciated. And thank you very much if you already have. So thank you for that, Ken. Yeah, definitely, Ken. Sorry, Dave. Yeah, thank you for that, mate. Definitely, Ken. Usual suspect. As a different way of putting it. Right, so Dave saying hi, Ken. Nice one, Dave. Sorry, guys, I'm just gonna try and. I don't like this new message system. It's not easy to read it. It's putting it in such small print, I can't read it. Sorry. So Ken saying 2-0 Dortmund. Thank you, Ken. Good shout, mate. Sorry, guys. I'll get the hang of this. Just bear with me. It's the last platform I used. It took me a couple of one or two streams to just get a feel for it. They all have a different layout, guys. That's what it is. If you've ever used streaming platforms, they're all the same, but they all have a different way of laying it out. So when you first use it, it can be a bit confusing trying to work out where everything is um, that you need to use. So I'll do my best, guys. I'm doing my best. Just bear with me, but I'm sure you guys will, as we have some top fans in the fandom community. So thank you for your understanding, guys. Um, so Dave is saying we will see in the end. We will, mate. Yep, absolutely. Well said, Dave. So Dortmund now with the possession as they push up towards the halfway line, now playing it down the centre as they now come forward. Now coming towards the edge of the box as they get the shot off, and it's a good save by the goalkeeper. The ball deflecting away out to this near side, though, as Dortmund reacquire possession. Now Dortmund playing it to the byline. Ball crossed in. Newcastle knock it away. And now Newcastle trying to pick up the pieces, but Dortmund have managed to intercept it first. Now Dortmund knocking it back out to this near side as eventually and play it back to the centre circle. Newcastle not letting them have time on the ball. Again, another long ball out wide to this near side as Dortmund trying to create another opportunity, but Newcastle are challenged, win the ball back. Now Newcastle playing it forward, but it's again cut out by Dortmund as Dortmund keep the pressure on, keeping Newcastle pegged into their own half at the moment. Dortmund with the possession midway inside the Newcastle half as they're forced to play it back to the goalkeeper as Newcastle push up to press the ball. So Dortmund now just knocking it about inside their own half. So Ben saying hi. Dave, nice one, Ben. Top man. Thank you, mate. Loving the positive vibes as always from you, mate. Welcome to the show. I think I welcomed you at the start, didn't I? So thank you for that, Ben, top man. And Dave with the lion symbol to acknowledge Ben's Hello, top stuff, Dave and Ben. Top stuff, guys. Um, Ken is saying, "Hi everyone, non-league game off tonight, so you not joining the fun then? Does that mean you're off to a non-league game, Ken? Um, I think that might mean you're off to a non-league game, Dave. Is that what you meaning, Ken? Sorry, is that what you meaning? Sorry, I'm getting confused with Dave and Kenny, and my apologies. Um, So yeah, Ken, I'm presuming that means you're off to a non-league game. Is that what you meaning? Let me know if you are, mate. But yeah, if you are, hope you have a good night. Hope your team get the result. Who is it you go and watching, mate? So Dortmund again, coming again as they play the ball out wide to that far side. And now Dortmund working the ball towards the edge of the Newcastle box. Ball comes in and it's knocked towards goal. Goalkeeper makes the save though, as eventually it's knocked out wide on that far side, but good save by the goalkeeper. Yeah, Pope looking well up for this one tonight. Let's hope he can keep that going because I'm sure he's going to have more saves to make. Dortmund now with the possession again on that far side as they go down trying to claim a foul, but Newcastle managing to knock the ball away. Referee says nothing doing as Newcastle clear the ball up the field and Dortmund winning it back on the halfway line. Now Dortmund playing it out wide to that far side as Newcastle come to challenge for it. Now Newcastle winning it back. Oh, and they tried to play the ball forward, but unable to keep that under control. And it's just gone out on the far side for a throw into Dortmund, just inside the Newcastle half. So Dortmund again knocking it back to their centre backs as they play it out wide to this near side this time. But Newcastle quickly shifting players across to press the ball and Dortmund play it back into the centre. Now a long ball out wide to that far side as it's a poor one and it goes past everyone and bounces out behind for a goal kick to Newcastle. Stevie's saying, hi, Gaz and chat. How's it going? Thank you, Stevie. Good to have you with us as always, mate. Top man. Ben saying hi, Stevie, and also Dave. Top stuff, guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Um, Stevie saying, howdy. Hope you all okay. Nice one, Stevie. Thank you, mate. So 17 and a half minutes in, guys. Still 0-0. Dortmund with the ball just inside their own half. As now they play it forward, knocking it out wide to that far side as Newcastle challenge for it and just managed to keep it in on that far side. Now Newcastle with some possession as they try to push up the field now, knocking it into the centre, playing it back to the centre backs as now Newcastle, this is their first proper spell of possession, playing it forward to the halfway line, now knocking it out wide to this near side as they try to work through the press, playing it forward, but it's intercepted by Dortmund. And now Dortmund back with a possession as they play it back to the goalkeeper. Brent is saying, sorry about yesterday. Message, London is blue, including Chelsea. No, need to apologise, mate. Didn't see nothing wrong with your comments yesterday, mate. But thank you, Ben. Appreciate the gesture, mate. Thank you. Now, Dortmund playing it out wide to that far side, but Newcastle pushing players up here as they were sitting deep in the first 10 minutes of the game, but now I think they're just starting to relax into the game, so to speak, and now pushing a few players forward when Dortmund are in possession to press from the front. Now Dortmund playing it down the middle as Newcastle challenge for it. Now Newcastle win the ball as they play it out wide to this near side. Now, space to run into here for Newcastle if they can get past the Dortmund player on this near side, but no, they can't as they play it back to the halfway line under pressure and then back to the centre backs. But Newcastle now just knocking it about just inside their own half at the moment as they just probe the Dortmund formation from the front, but Dortmund happy to just sit off here as now Newcastle play it out wide. Long ball forward up the field. There's now space to run into. Now Newcastle racing towards the Dortmund box. Can they make the most of this? Ball crossed in. It's deep and it's too deep as it bounces out, and that'll be a goal kick to Dortmund. But good idea by Newcastle. If that had just been a little bit less power on that ball, there was a Newcastle player coming in at the back post to try and latch onto that, but just a little bit too much power behind that cross into the box. Now Dortmund to play out from the back as they knock the ball out wide to this near side. Newcastle coming to press the possession as Dortmund just knocking it back to their centre backs to keep it. Now Dortmund trying to push up the field, but Newcastle keeping those front men pressing the ball, making Dortmund think twice. There's now a long ball over the top by Dortmund, and it's another poor ball as it goes back to the Newcastle goalkeeper. Now Newcastle playing the ball out wide to this near side as they play the ball forward. Now coming towards the Dortmund box as Dortmund just get back to intercept and challenge for the ball, and it's gone out on this near side. And I think it's bounced out for a corner, actually. Good work there by Wilson. All on his own up there momentarily, but still managed to win Newcastle a corner on this near side. Dave saying, good, thanks, Stevie. What's your prediction? Awesome, thank you, Dave. Good to hear you're doing well, mate. So, corner on this near side, taken short by Newcastle as they come into the box now. It's crossed in as it's knocked away outside the box. Now Newcastle intercepting it, heading it back in the direction it came from as Dortmund trying to clear their lines here, but Newcastle not giving it up as the ball bouncing about all over the place there on the edge of the box. But now Dortmund do eventually get it down, but tried to play it backwards and it's intercepted by Newcastle. And now Newcastle managed to keep the possession as they play it back to their centre backs. Now played out wide to this near side before Dortmund come across to challenge for it, and Newcastle just keep the possession again, playing it back to the defensive line. Now a long ball forward over the top by Newcastle, and it's just goalkeeper managing to get that. But another good idea. Both teams trying this long ball over the top, guys, on a number of occasions. We're only 22 and a half minutes in, but already we've seen both teams trying to cut out the midfield by playing long balls over the top, trying to get in behind. But both teams have been playing a slightly high line. I wouldn't say as high as Tottenham's line last night, but high line. So Dortmund now with the possession on this near side as they just again play it back to the goalkeeper as Newcastle pressing well on this near side. Now Dortmund playing it out wide to that far side as now they try to come forward, switching the play out wide to this near side with a long crossfield ball. As Dortmund now working their way up towards the edge of the Newcastle box, but Newcastle reading it really well as they come to press the ball on this near side, forcing Dortmund to play it back into the centre. Now Dortmund again play it back out wide to this near side, taking it to the byline. Ball cut back, crossed in, and Newcastle just about managed to intercept it, trying to clear their lines, but played towards a Dortmund player as Newcastle managed to win the loose ball. Still trying to relieve the pressure on their own goal before Dortmund come in with a challenge on this near side, and that will be a foul. So free kick to Newcastle out on this near side, just on the edge of the box. And it's Wilson again. He's already 20 odd minutes in, guys, and he's been involved already in a number of things from front to back. So he's certainly putting himself about. as Newcastle now take the free kick, playing it into the centre, now knocking it out wide to that far side as they push forward now into the Dortmund half. Dortmund coming to try and challenge for the ball, but Newcastle managing to keep it as they just play it back to the halfway line. And now play it out wide to this near side as Trippier with the possession. Now another long ball over the top as Joe Linton not able to keep it in there. And he's knocked it out wide as Wilson trying to keep it in, but the Dortmund player has ended up challenging for the ball there, and it's gone out of play. And I think that's going to be a goal kick. It's gone a goal kick or a throw in? Let me just see, guys. Didn't see which way that ball actually went out off the pitch. And rightly so as well. So, yeah, it's a throw-in on the far side for Dortmund. Ball comes in. Both sets of players challenge for it. Dortmund managing to keep it as they knock it into the centre. Now Dortmund playing it forward as Newcastle trying to challenge for it, but Dortmund scruffily playing it forward, managing to get it into the box as they try to now cross it in. And it is crossed in and it's into the back of the net. Dortmund with the goal. On 25 and a half minutes, Dortmund 1, Newcastle 0. Well, they can count themselves lucky there. That ball was pinging about all over the place. Newcastle just needed to blast it away, but couldn't get a clear-cut clearance on it as Dortmund kept challenge to win it back and eventually managed to bundle it through the Newcastle back line. And it was pushed out wide as the ball deflected off one of the Newcastle players. Dortmund kept going, crossed it back into the box, and then it was just an easy shot, and the goalkeeper not able to do much about that as it was too close to him. Yeah. Bit scruffy. Newcastle needing to get themselves better organised at the back there. Stevie's saying, jolly good, Dave. Would love Newcastle to win, but going to go 1-1. Thank you, Stevie. Top man, thank you, mate. Dave is saying, I'm okay, thank you, guys. How are you? I'm good, thanks, mate. Thank you for asking. Good to hear that you're doing well, mate. Thank you for that, Dave. And thanks for asking, mate. Yeah, I'm good. Appreciate that, mate. Kenny's saying he's unleashed Ash. Thank you, Ken. Now, Newcastle challenging to win the ball back. Dortmund now with another long ball out wide to that far side, but it's poor one and it's gone out of play, and that's going to be a throw into Newcastle midway inside their own half. The referee just, I don't know what he's doing here, but he's pointing to something and giving instructions. So Newcastle now with the throw-in on this on the far side of the field. No, they've been given the free kick, actually, guys. Well, I didn't see an awful lot wrong with that. So free kick for Newcastle on that far side. Mr. Barnsley, Ryan saying, come on, Newcastle 4-1 to Newcastle. How's it going, Ryan? Welcome to the show, mate. Mr. Barnsley, hope you're doing okay. And now Newcastle with the possession at the back as it's played out wide to that far side. Now Newcastle coming forward into the Dortmund half, still on that far side. Ball played forward, but it's intercepted by Dortmund as Newcastle challenge for it. Now Newcastle winning it back as it's knocked out wide to that far side. Newcastle playing it into the centre as now Newcastle play it out to this near side. Now coming forward towards the edge of the box, but cut back inside as Dortmund shifting players across to this near side to press the ball. And now Newcastle again with a nice bit of play there, quickly pressed passed inside and then back outside to confuse Dortmund. There's now a ball crossed into the box, but it bounces out on that far side as Newcastle pick up the possession again. Now Newcastle with another cross. It's knocked away. Dortmund picking up the pieces. Now Dortmund trying to clear their lines as they knock it up the field, but it's Newcastle that reacquire the possession on the halfway line. And now Newcastle just knocking it about momentarily on the halfway line. Kent is saying, hi, Mr. Barnsley. Awesome. Thank you, Ken. Top man. Thank you, mate. And Ryan also saying, hey up, lads and ladies. Thank you, Ryan. Ben saying, so if you're not Neymar, you get punished. Nice one, Ben. I like your thinking, mate. I like that. That's a good one, that. Now Newcastle with a possession on that far side. So now long crossfield ball from Joe Linton out to Trippier on this near side as Newcastle trying to push up the field, but forced to play it back to the halfway line as Dortmund come to press the ball. And now Newcastle playing it out wide to that far side as they try to come forward, working their way towards the edge of the box. But Dortmund pressing the ball really well at the moment as Newcastle just playing it back out wide before coming back into the centre. Now played out wide to Trippier again on this near side as Trippier plays it in along the edge of the box. Now Newcastle with a ball crossed in as it's deflected behind off Dortmund, and that will be a corner on this near side for Newcastle. 30 minutes gone, guys. Dortmund 1, Newcastle 0. Do you guys think this goal from Dortmund might be better for Newcastle? Because it obviously playing away in Europe. Newcastle, as we saw when they played in Italy, they did a lot of defending, keeping the back door shut, which was a fantastic performance defensively from Newcastle. But conceding the one goal in this one might make Newcastle come out and show their Premier League quality and go for it, because obviously they need to try and get something out of this game. So let me know what your thoughts are on that, guys. Just a theory, whether the goal being conceded might encourage Newcastle to be more attack-minded. Now, Trippier with the corner. Ball crossed into the box. It's headed towards goal, and the goalkeeper manages to get down low and make the save. So, possession back with Dortmund. David's saying, so far, I say 2-2, Ken 2-0, and Stevie 1-1, Ben. So, Ben is wanting a score prediction from you, mate. I'm going to be bold, guys. I'm going to be bold. I'm going to say 3-2 Newcastle. I'm probably going to be miles off, but hey ho, why not? Most of the time I get them wrong anyway. So I'm going to be bold and say 3-2 Newcastle. We'll see how it turns out. So there you go, Dave. You can add my one to that, mate. Newcastle now playing the ball out wide to this near side as Dortmund come across to challenge for it. Newcastle just managing to keep it as they play it back to the centre-backs. Now knocked out wide to that far side before it's cut back into the centre again as Dortmund not letting Newcastle have time on the ball when they knock it out to the far sides of the pitch. But now Newcastle do try to come forward on that far side, but again forced to come into the centre as Dortmund trying to challenge for it. The longer this goes on, it might play into Newcastle's favour because Dortmund playing a very defensive game since they've scored that goal. Now Newcastle playing it out wide to Trippier again on this near side. Now Trippier with the ball over the top as Newcastle trying to come inside us. A back kick there, but it's intercepted by Dortmund. Now Dortmund racing forward down the middle, knocking it out wide to this near side as they come into the Newcastle half. Space to run into here, but Newcastle quickly close that door as they come across to challenge for the ball. And Dortmund now play it into the centre before eventually knocking it out to that far side. Now played forward, but it's intercepted by Newcastle. And now Newcastle with limited Dortmund bodies behind the ball. Can they make the most of this? Playing it out to Trippier on this near side. Oh, they're just slowing the play down. Need to see Newcastle play the way we see them in the Premier League, attacking at speed. That's the way they're going to score goals. That slow build-up play will not work tonight against Dortmund, in my opinion. But you guys have an opinion on it? Let me know. Ben saying good refs. Well, I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll give that one time, Ben. But thank you for that, mate. And Ben also sharing his prediction there, saying 2-1 Dortmund. I say, okay. Thank you, Ben. Um, well, at least you're honest. But as you know, we're rooting for Newcastle tonight. Um, I'm sure you understand that, mate. So now Dortmund with the possession, knocked out wide to that far side. Played forward now as they come into the Newcastle half. And Newcastle just managing to intercept it as now they play it forward, still on the far side of the pitch. Dortmund come to challenge and knock over Joe Linton on that far side, and that's going to be a free kick to Newcastle just inside their own half, uh, close to the halfway line, but right out on that far side. What the heck? Just seeing the Dortmund fans here, it looks like they got a picture of Ronald McDonald in there. Uh, in their bunting. And Dave, now with a thumbs up for Ben's score prediction. Thank you, Dave. You guys keeping the positive vibes is really appreciated. So thank you, mate. Uh, Ken is saying Pope to the rescue. Yeah, well said, Ken. Well said, mate. Now Dortmund coming forward as they play the ball out wide to that far side. Now coming towards the edge of the box. Ball played across the edge of the box as Dortmund get the shot off, but it's high and over the bar. And that will be a goal kick to Newcastle. But yeah, Newcastle got to be really switched on at the back. As Dortmund, when they're attacking at speed. We need to see Newcastle trying to do more of that when they are in possession, because we know they can do it, guys. We know they can be ruthless playing at speed. We've seen it plenty of times in the Premier League. I understand the cautious approach playing away in Europe, but believe in yourselves as well. That's what I say. Ben is saying not trying to go against Newcastle, just not seeing them win. No, I know that, Ben. No, I know that, mate. I know you hope for all UK clubs to win, maybe with the exception of West Ham, obviously. So, yeah. But thank you for that, Ben. I kind of guessed that, mate. Top man, thank you. So now Dortmund with the possession at the back, kicked forward. It's now another challenge just on the edge of the centre circle as the referee blows the whistle here for the foul. Dortmund not happy with that, but yeah, it is a foul. You can see that actually seeing the replay there. If you watch the replay, you can see the Dortmund player and the Newcastle player. The Newcastle player looking for the ball, while the Dortmund player is too busy looking for the Newcastle player, not looking for the ball. So that was a fair 100% foul, in my opinion. I could totally understand players protesting fouls when they're looking for the ball, but when you're actually looking at the other man that you're about to collide with, then you've got no excuse to complain to the referee about the foul, have you? Because you're not looking for the ball, you're looking for the man. So we've got a throw in on the far side now for Dortmund as the ball's gone out of play. Dortmund with a throw in almost on the halfway line. Ball comes in. Now Dortmund working it down that far side as they take it to the byline. Now ball crossed in, but no Dortmund player in the box as it bounces out on this near side. Dortmund managing to acquire the possession though as they now cross it into the box, but Pope makes a good save. Well, it's not quite a save, but manages to win the ball anyway. And now he knocks the ball long up the field, trying to get Newcastle on the attack, but it's intercepted by Dortmund as Dortmund play it forward. Now Newcastle challenge for it on the edge of the centre circle. and the referee blows for the foul. Oh, well, I don't want to be biased, guys. Obviously, I'm a biased because I want UK clubs to do well. But as far as the rules of the game concerned, I want to always be respectful to both teams, even if it is European opposition. But for me, we're seeing just in that Dortmund player go to ground there, and you can see the dive momentum. Yes, he's got a little bit of a nudge, but the way he's gone over, it's like somebody's hitting with a cricket bat. I'm fed up with seeing these players diving me, guys. It's driving me nuts. What happened to your professionalism? Do they not take pride in their play as a professional player anymore? It's crazy. Oh, now it's getting scrappy in the middle. It's Newcastle win another free kick here. So what is this with the UEFA ref? Have you seen this, guys? I don't know if you're watching it, but the referee, obviously in his traditional kit, black kit, but on the back of his shirt, at the bottom of his shirt, it says "Be a referee." Now I've never seen that before. So are we? Is that giving us an inkling that maybe UEFA are struggling for referees, so they're now starting to promote it on the back of referees' shirts? It's an interesting one, guys. Now, Newcastle with a free kick as it's played out wide down that far side. Now up towards the edge of the Dortmund box. Dortmund trying to challenge for it, but Newcastle managing to keep it. Joelinton now with a cross into the box, but Dortmund managing to knock it away, and it goes out on this near side for a throw into Newcastle. And I'd say probably about 15 yards from the corner flag on this near side. Ken is saying, me too, Ben. Thank you, Ken. Yeah, no worries, guys. I kind of guessed that. So thank you, guys. Mr. Barnes is saying today, Barnsley under 21s won against Coventry City. Awesome. Well, good win there, mate. Is that in the EFL trophy or another game? Or was it a behind closed doors game type thing? What competition was it? Ryan, if you don't mind, let me know, mate. Kira236, how you doing, mate? Kira236 saying, what's up, guys? I'm good, thanks, Kira. How you doing, mate? Welcome to the show. Always good to see you, mate. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Sorry, guys, if you're just joining us and you're wondering, obviously, as you can see, I'm using a new streaming platform tonight. It's the first time I've ever used it, so apologies. I'm having to read out the comments before I highlight them because it's putting them on my screen so small that I just can't read it when I highlight it. So just wanted you guys to know that might be just coming into the stream now. So Newcastle now with a throw in as the ball comes in. Both sets of players challenging for it, but eventually it ends up being knocked out of play, and that's going to be a goal kick to Dortmund. So we've just gone past the 40-minute mark, guys. Still Dortmund 1, Newcastle 0. But Newcastle have showed more attacking momentum since conceding that goal, and Dortmund have been a lot more defensive since scoring it. So let's hope that pays off for Newcastle by the time we get to full time. Dortmund now with a possession in the centre, midway inside the Newcastle half. Newcastle trying to challenge for it as Dortmund just playing it back to the halfway line. Don't forget, guys, please do hit that thumbs up if you could. Would really be appreciated. And thank you very much if you have already. Dortmund just knocking it about on the halfway line still. As now they play it out wide to this near side. Ball played inside as Newcastle come to challenge for it. And now Newcastle win it. Newcastle trying to relieve the pressure, but played forward there straight into the path of a Dortmund player. Now Dortmund trying to keep the pressure on here as they play it into the centre now, knocked towards the edge of the box, but it's cut out by Newcastle. And now Newcastle trying to relieve the pressure as they race out wide to this near side and are fouled. And the referee blows the whistle. See, that's one thing I've noticed in the game so far, guys. When Newcastle are trying to break, they're trying to stay on their feet. when Dortmund are trying to break, they're going to ground very easily. And I'm trying not to look at this in a biased way, guys, but I can't help but notice it. I don't consider Germany as that kind of league. I've never considered Spain and Italy, yeah, but I've never considered Germany as the kind of league that has players that dive. So, yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. As now Newcastle with the free kick played into the centre circle. Now long ball over the top, but it's intercepted by the Dortmund goalkeeper, and that's going to be uh, relief for Dortmund momentarily. As now they play it forward. Ball played into the centre circle as Newcastle trying to come and challenge for it. Ben is saying, hi, Kira. Nice one, Ben. Top stuff, mate. Thank you. Top stuff. Thank you. Mr. Barnsley saying, over day, Barnsley ladies, the over day, Barnsley ladies, 3 and Leeds United ladies, 0. Well, local Yorkshire derby win for Barnsley. Cool. Thank you for that, Ben. Didn't actually know that result, so thanks for the update, mate. Appreciated. I'm trying to start taking notice of the ladies' games gradually, guys, but as you know, trying to cover quite a lot at the minute. So we will get to it. We will eventually, hopefully, start to involve some of the ladies' games a bit further down the line. Probably maybe start doing it with the internationals first, try and drip feed it in with the internationals. But obviously, with the amount of men's football we have to cover, there just isn't much time for the ladies' game at the moment. But hope to start covering it a bit more in the future. But like I say, we'll probably try and approach it with the international games first before we get too deep into the club football. But it is in the plans, guys. So Newcastle now with another corner on this near side. This is a good time to score a goal. 44 and a half minutes gone. Corner comes in and it's headed towards goal. And the goalkeeper makes the save. And the header coming off Joe Linton. Yeah, I don't think he could get enough power behind his header there. Look at how many Dortmund fans. Have you seen this, guys? If you're watching this, you seen how many Dortmund fans have got half and half scarves on? Well, they must have a different approach to it than we do, guys. Because I don't think you'd have that in the UK, would you? Not too much. Maybe in a cup final, yeah. But I can't see you guys. Can you see that? Can you imagine it? Eh? How's about that, guys? Let's hear it. Come on, Dave, Ben, Ken. Can you see yourselves wearing a half and half scarf with Millwall and West Ham? And I'm going to get no, 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 no from you guys now. Now Newcastle with a free kick in the centre. Ball kicked forward as Dortmund now winning the possession on that far side as now they race forward into the Newcastle half. Newcastle challenge for it, but Dortmund managing to win the ball as it's knocked forward off the ricochet. Now the ball crossed in as Newcastle managed to head it away out to this near side. And now the referee blows for the half-time whistle. We only had a minute added on at the end of that, guys. So, yeah. So thank you for that, Mr. Barnsley. And Kyle H, how you doing, mate? Kyle saying, yo, Gaz and chat. How's it going, Kyle? Welcome to the show, mate. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. And thank you for that, Kyle. Always good to see you, mate. Welcome to the show. And as you know, welcome to the Fanden community. I shouldn't need to tell you guys that now. Most of you guys that are regulars all know I am always happy to see you guys in the Fanden chat. It's that's what it's there for you guys to enjoy and talk amongst yourselves as well as talk to me and let me know things that frustrate you in football or things that you like in football. So, halftime, guys. Let's quickly have a look at the halftime match stats, see how that first half has gone in numbers. And then I'll try and catch up with some of your comments, guys. So just bear with me a second. So here we go, guys. Just gonna bring this up now. Let's. Right. So how do we get rid of that now? Oh, that was simple. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to work out uh, these new things. How do I get the? No, that's getting rid of me in it. So okay, I'll get it in a minute. What's this here? No, we don't want that. Plus, that's the one we want. No, we don't want that one. Ah, that is that one. Yeah, got it. I'll figure it. I just need a bit of practice with it, guys. My bad. Here we go. It's because it's all laid out differently, so it's a bit confusing. Come on. There we go. Oh, come on. I have to click it twice on here. So thank you for that, Kyle. I'll come back to your comments in a moment, guys. Just bear with me a second. So here's how that first half has gone in numbers, guys. You can see it on your screen, but I will read it out to you just in case you guys listening in on a small device. So here's how it's gone. Total shots, 5 for Dortmund, 2 for Newcastle. Shots on target, 3 for Dortmund, 2 for Newcastle. Possession, 54% for Dortmund, 46% for Newcastle. Passes, 230 for Dortmund, 204 for Newcastle. Pass accuracy, 78% for Dortmund, 80% for Newcastle. Fouls, 9 against Dortmund, 2 against Newcastle. Yellow cards, none against Dortmund, 1 against Newcastle. Well, that says a lot, doesn't it, guys? That's interesting. 9 fouls from Dortmund and not 1 yellow card, but 2 for Newcastle, and they've already got 1 yellow card. This is, to me, guys, that is a perfect example of a referee uh, not showing neutrality, being influenced by the home fans, and that's wrong. Thankfully, no red cards, offsides, just the one against Dortmund, and corners, 2 for Dortmund, 3 for Newcastle. So there you go, guys. Let's catch. Let's quickly just double check. I don't think we only had. Yeah, we had one other game kicking off in the Champions League, kicking off early as well, and it's in Group H, and it's currently Shakhtar Donetsk 1, Barcelona 0. So that's the only other game kicking off early, guys, in the Champions League. So yeah, all the other games kicking off later on at 8 o'clock. So let's catch up with some comments from you guys. Let's get rid of that as well. We don't need that at the moment. Right. So thank you for that, Kyle. As I say, mate, welcome. Oh, what's going on here? Uh, oh, this stupid thing. Come on. There we go. Nice. So yeah, thank you for that, Kyle. Welcome to the show, mate. Um, sorry. Ken is saying hi, Kira and Kyle. Thank you, Ken. Top stuff, mate. What a guy. Thank you, mate. And Dave also the same. Top stuff, Dave. Thank you. And also, Mr. Barnsley, you guys are awesome. Thank you very much. Loving the positive vibes, guys. Uh, so thank you very much for that. Kyle is saying, all right, dudes. Thank you, Kyle. And thank you for the time update, Dave. Apology, I'm trying to catch up now. So thank you for that, mate. Hopefully I can catch up a bit now. Um, Mr. Barnsley saying we only Welsh team in our league. We need Scotland and Irish too. I'm trying to think. Welsh club in League One. Is it Wrexham? I can't remember. Um, but yeah, that's an interesting one. That Barnsley. Mr. Barnsley. That's an interesting one, mate. I was actually saying, I don't know whether you guys have heard me say this before. I did put on a video about it a couple of years ago about the League Cup, because the League Cup is not very popular with regards to being popular with the clubs. It might be popular with fans, but it's not very popular with clubs because obviously they don't make a lot of money in it. And I did do a video a while back. It is on the channel, guys, making the suggestion that should the EFL be considering working with the SPFL and the Northern Irish Premier League, as well as the Welsh League, to potentially turn it into the UK Cup, where we have all UK clubs competing against each other instead of having the League Cup? Because we've got the FA Cup, which is very pretty much the same competition, except just a different name. So rather than having two cup competitions that are almost identical, why not have the EFL get together with the SPFL, the Northern Irish Football Association, as well as the Welsh Football Association, and see if they can arrange something to maybe do it as a trial for one season to see if fans had embraced it? Because I don't know about you guys, but I'd certainly love to see my club going up to Scotland and playing competitive games against Scottish clubs, and potentially going over to Northern Ireland as well. And let's be honest, guys, with the way the country, obviously at the minute, it'd be good. It'd help the Northern Irish community feel more part of being British, or being part of the UK. Because let's be honest, they're pretty isolated over there, right on the edge of the corner of Ireland, and it must sometimes make them feel like they're not always part of the UK because, like I say, they're not actually attached to the UK. So for me, I think it'd be an interesting. I think it's an interesting one, guys. So whether the EFL should consider scrapping it as just the English League Cup, and the Scottish League scrap their League Cup and combine them into one competition. Because I don't know if the Welsh and Northern Irish clubs have a League Cup competition. I know they do have a cup competition, but I don't think they have two like Scotland and England. So I just thought I'd chuck it out there, guys. Let me know what you think of that. Would you like that? Would you think that'd be cool? Because I don't know about you, but see my club competing against all the English clubs throughout years and years of up and down the league. So I'm always seeing my clubs playing clubs in the Championship, playing clubs in the League One, in the Premier League, whether we're in the competition in that league or whether it's through the cup competition. So, but never ever see my club get to play against Hearts, Aberdeen, and what's the other clubs? What's the one from Newcastle now? Is the top? I'm trying to think of is it New Saints? I think is the top club. I think is it in Wales. Um, I think it's New Saints. I think it's New Saints. Is it New Saints? Am I getting confused with Ireland? I'm not sure. But the point what I'm getting at is it would be good to see our clubs competing against other clubs that we don't see our clubs competing against. So let me know, guys. It's an interesting one, but thank you for that, Ryan. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I'd love to see more UK clubs competing against each other instead of. Don't get me wrong, guys. I love my club competing against English clubs, but you make history. Every time your club plays and walks out on that field, you're making history. Your club is making history that represents your club and your community. So why would you not want to add more aspects to that history by competing against other clubs within the UK? I think it's an interesting idea, guys. But let me know whether you guys like the idea of that. I think it'd be cool, me, to replace the League Cup. Kyle is saying, "Damn, come on, Newcastle, even Rangers pump Dortmund." Well, thank you for that, Kyle. Well, that's a good one, that, to be fair, mate. Yeah, it's a good point, mate. That's a good point. So fingers crossed, Newcastle can get the result. But yeah, I like that one, Kyle. That's a good one, mate. Ken is saying, Fulkrug 1-0, Magpies defence all at sea. Fulkrug. Who's Fulkrug? Is that a nickname for Dortmund that I'm not aware of? But thank you for that, Ken. You're right, mate. They have looked a bit crazy in defence when they were conceding that goal, but it has improved slightly since, hasn't it, mate? So, yeah, good point, that, Ken. Yeah, good point, that, in fairness, mate. Thank you for that. Kyle, giving us a time update. Thank you, Kyle. Nice one, mate. Top man. Thank you, Kyle. Ben is saying it's wet spam Not West Ham, Gaz. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, mate. Uh, but you get my point. You get my point. So yeah. Kyle is saying everyone hit the like button, even I remember this time. Thank you, Kyle. Top man, what a guy. Yep, thank you, mate. Yeah, guys, please do hit that like button if you could. Would be appreciated. Uh, it just helps with like apparently so the research tell me more likes help more fans find us. So thank you for that, Kyle. You're a star, mate. Thank you for mentioning that. Top man. Kyle also saying right, is that repeated or have I just yeah, sorry, no, I'm getting confusing. So thank you for that, Kyle. And Stevie saying thanks, Kyle, top man. Thank you, Stevie. Um, Kyle is saying, usually you have to remind me, Stevie. Haha. Well, top man, thank you, Kyle. At least you're honest, mate. With massive respect to you there. At least you're honest. Love that. Always love people that are honest and just say it as it is. That's the best way. And then nobody can ever criticize you for not being honest. They can criticize what you say. They might not like what you say, but at least they've got to respect your honesty. That's always been my opinion. But yeah, top man, Kyle, thanks for that, mate. Kira saying laugh out loud, Ben. Right, yeah, to the wet spam. So thank you, Kyle and Kira. Uh, Kira also saying, I lost betting on wet spam. Did you? Was that in Europe or in domestic competition, mate? I'm interested. It's got to be domestic. Yeah, don't bet on West Ham when it's domestic. Don't. They're the most probably the most one of well, I would say possibly one of the most unpredictable teams to call sometimes. Although I've got to be honest, I know a lot of you guys don't like West Ham, but I've got to be honest, I am very impressed with the job that David Moyes is doing there. He's getting a lot of criticism a lot of the time, but yeah, he keeps getting them results, keeps keeping them fighting, keeps them in the mix. He's doing okay in Europe, so I do like David Moyes as a manager. That doesn't mean nothing to do with whatever club he manages. It's just the fact I do actually like David Moyes. I thought he got a really rough ride at Man United. I thought they were bang out of order the way they treated him at United. So yeah. Ken is saying had spam cheese balls for tea. Well, I haven't had no tea, but I had a quick snack earlier, which was a bit of uh, bit of egg and toast. Can't beat it. So thanks for that. Thanks for that, Ken. Nice one, mate. Ken also saying happy spammers. Kyle saying half time. Shakhtar 1, Barca nil. Thank you, Kyle. Nice one, mate. Appreciate the update. Stevie saying cheesy balls. Sorry, Ken. That reminds me of men behaving badly. Yeah. Well said, Stevie. Yeah. Cheesy balls. Oh yeah, that's a classic episode. That yeah, oh yeah, I know exactly which one you're meaning. Where he thinks that his girlfriend is turned on by cheese, so he keeps trying to feed her cheese, doesn't he? That's a classic. Cheddar nipple. Sorry, guys. Bit of man humor there. Bit of man humor. If you're young, you might not get it, but I'm sure you guys that are older will probably get that. So yeah, thank you for that, Stevie. Yeah, I'm not seeing. I'm gonna have to watch that now. I've not seen that for ages. I love men behaving badly. It's class. Um, so yeah, Kyle also liking that. Can't fault you, mate. Top man. Um, Ken is saying ladies football is good. I enjoy seeing Ream Reams in level 5, and I have seen games on YouTube from level 2 and 3. Well, I've actually only just started watching some ladies football in the last 8 months. I've watched the odd game before that, but I mean for fun then. I've only actually started taking notice of it for fun then since the summertime, since we had the World Cup. But I'm impressed, mate. I'm impressed. The ladies, I'm impressed with the ladies. One thing I got to say that I've noticed straight away from the ladies game is that they stay on their feet. they're not diving all over the place like we see in the men's game. They do tend to stay on their feet when their challenge is going. So I do like that. I like seeing that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching more of the ladies' games, to be honest, because what I have seen of it up to now, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Yes, maybe not the same type of standards and skill levels as what we see in the men's game, but come on, guys, let's give them a break. At the end of the day, it's still quite new in it compared to men's football. Men's football been going for what is it, 160 years, 170 years, maybe probably longer. The ladies' game um, has only been getting going in the last couple of years because obviously the EFL was very anti-ladies' game back in the from the 30s onwards up till about the 70s, 80s. So yeah, I'll tell you more about that on another occasion, yeah, because I'm planning to make a video about that. But thank you for that, Ken. Well said, mate. So we're back underway, guys, as both teams back on the pitch. And now the referee is stopping play pretty much just as we're underway as the Dortmund fans have been launching stuff onto the pitch here. Yeah. So, yeah. So thank you for that, Ken. Ken also saying, I love cheesy puffs. Ken saying, enjoy supporting my team in level 5. Awesome. Can't fault you, mate. Yep, can't fault you for that. So we're about to get back underway, guys, as Newcastle with the possession just on the edge of their own box. As now Newcastle playing the ball out to this near side. Now played forward as Newcastle trying to work the way up the pitch. Dortmund trying to challenge for it on that far side now as the ball deflects there. And Newcastle now play it back into the centre. Now a long ball over the top for Newcastle as they come into the box, taking it to the byline. Ball crossed in as and it's just deflected away as Dortmund picking up the pieces outside the box, but Newcastle managing to win it back as they didn't get the ball under control properly. And now Newcastle try to come again. Playing the ball back out wide to that far side as now Dortmund quickly come across to challenge for it. But Newcastle managing to keep it as they play it back to the halfway line. Now knocked out wide to this near side as Newcastle racing towards the byline. Ball crossed in. And it's deep as it comes out on this near side. Now the shot comes in and it's just wide of this near side post. And that will be a goal kick to Dortmund. So thank you for that, Ken. Kyle is saying Wrexham old men vs USA women was the best match ever. Was that in the summer? I think I watched part of that. That was in the summer, wasn't it? When Wrexham, well, I know I did watch them. Wrexham did go to America, didn't they, in the summer? I can't remember who they were playing now, but I remember watching part of their game. Um, And I thought it was brilliant to see a lower league club going out there touring, not just the Premier League clubs. So yeah, but I'm presuming you might be talking about the summer, mate. I can't remember who they played, but I know they did travel to America, so I'm presuming that's the game you might be talking about. Dortmund now on the attack down that far side, as now they come towards the edge of the box, getting the shot off, and it's yeah. Well, the goalkeeper getting the save, but I was just trying to work out if that was actually going to go in or wide of the post. But the goalkeeper not taking any chances as he makes it. I think it was actually going to go wide. But like I say, the goalkeeper taking no chances, makes the save, and it's gone out on this near side for a corner to Dortmund. Corner comes in. Newcastle managing to knock it away momentarily, but Dortmund picking up the pieces on the edge of the box. Now it's blasted into the all the bodies inside the box before eventually it's deflected behind, and that will be a goal kick to Newcastle. Kent is saying, come on, the Salamans. Newcastle with the ball played long out wide on this near side as they quickly move up the field, trying to take it to the byline, but Dortmund just managing to do enough as it goes out of play, and that will be another goal kick, but this time to Dortmund. Kira is saying, I actually enjoy ladies football, Ken. They play hard. Yeah, I've got to agree, Kira. I do. Like I said, I've not watched loads of ladies' games, but what I have seen of it, I have been quite impressed with it, mate. Yep, I like it. And like I said, the one thing that I've noticed from the ladies' games, they don't fall over as easy, and I like that. Let's hope they keep doing that so they can shame the men's game and stop. We don't mind players going over from a foul, but we want to see it genuine, guys. Well, I certainly do anyway. Nothing more annoying to me in football than seeing players diving, trying to get an advantage because it's just it's not professional. Why would you want to try and cheat to get an advantage? You want to beat the opposition by no complaint so that you stuff them good and proper and there's they can moan about. You want to absolutely just pepper them and score loads of goals and make sure that they've got no complaints whatsoever. And you can hold your head up high and say, no, we won fair and square. We didn't resort to cheating. We kept our professionalism and we beat you fair and square, and you're just not good enough. You know what I mean? That's the best banter I think you can have, guys. So yeah, thank you for that, Kira. Well said, mate. Kent is saying, sadly, my US teams are out of the playoffs, beaten by Butman's sidekick, Kira. Thank you for that, Kent. Are you talking about American clubs there, mate? I'm not sure. Let me know if you can, Ken, if you're talking about American clubs, because that's how I'm understanding that message. So we've got a free kick now on the far side of the pitch, guys, for Newcastle, midway inside their own half, but right out on that far side. Let's hope they can make the most of this. Ball comes into the box as it's deflected away, but Newcastle managing to pick up the pieces as they knock it out wide to this near side. Now the cross comes in, but it takes a deflection off Dortmund. They managed to knock it away, but Newcastle picking up the pieces further up the field. Now Newcastle coming again working it out wide to this near side as Dortmund trying to challenge for it, but Newcastle forced to come backwards to keep it as Dortmund pressed the ball really well there. Now Newcastle with the possession on the halfway line. So now Newcastle again playing the ball out wide on this near side as they probe on this near side, but then switch it back into the centre. Now knocking it out wide to that far side as they come forward now. But as they come forward, they get caught with the offside flag, and that will be a free kick to Dortmund on that far side, right on the edge of the touchline. So yeah, let us know, Ken. Kyle is saying, especially after the USA women's captain did that embarrassing, typical US, you're going down, BS trying to pass it off as good banter, pure embarrassing. Well, that's fair comment, that. Kyle, yeah, fair comment, that, mate. Um, Now, Newcastle with the possession in the centre as now they play it forward, knocking it out wide again on that far side as they race into space here. Dortmund coming across to try and challenge for it, but Newcastle managing to keep the momentum going as they run forward now. But Dortmund just managed to hold them up there, but Newcastle still with the possession as now they get the cross into the box. Oh! Oh, and it's just headed wide of this near post. And that was a really good opportunity there for Newcastle. Really good delivery into the box. But Jolin just couldn't get the header on target, but he was under pressure all the time with a Dortmund player, man marking him all the way. And he's managed to he's done well to get on the header, but just the ball, as I say, just going wide of this near side post. So goalkeeper knocks the ball up the field as it's knocked back in the direction it came from. Now Dortmund picking up the pieces as they play it back to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper now knocking it out wide on that far side as Newcastle now winning it. Now Newcastle with space to run into on that far side as they cut it back. Now ball comes in with a shot from distance, but it's a poor one and it's gone well high and over the bar. And that will be relief momentarily for Dortmund. So thank you for that, Kyle. Ken is saying, but Rafinha may be a victor in the final. I'm presuming you guys talking about US football there. So thank you, Kyle, for the time update, mate. Kyle's saying, good idea, guys. Nobody cares about the Diddy Cups. Making that one a national cup would give teams like Aberdeen the chance to get pumped by someone different instead of Rangers and Celtic. I suppose that's one way to look at it. Oh well, it's one way to look at it, I suppose. Interesting theory that, Kyle. Interesting, mate. I've got to give you a laugh for that. So yeah, Dortmund now with a possession on this near side, but they try to get the cross into the box, but Newcastle have won it back now with a challenge as they play it forward. Now Dortmund with the possession as they play it in towards the centre as they win it back now. Getting the shot off and the goalkeeper makes the save as he just gets fingertips on it and it goes wide of that far post. So it's going to be a corner on the far side to Dortmund. So yeah, that's an interesting one, that, Kyle. Gerard Mercer. How you doing, mate? Welcome to Football Fan Den. Gerard Mercer. Gerard Mercer saying, hail Riley, Mercer, hail Nora O'Donnell. Okay, I'm not sure what all the hails are about, but thank you for that, Gerard Mercer. I'm sorry, mate. Welcome to Fanden. Good to have you with us, mate. But I'm not making a lot of sense of your comment there. It's a bit random. Although I'm presuming it might be relating to the conversation that Kyle and Ken have been having about, as well as Kira, about the US football. So it might be relating to that. I'm not sure. But thank you for that, Gerard Mercer. Apologies, I'm not understanding your comment or following it very well. So now Newcastle with the possession on this near side as they play it into the centre now. Dortmund just managing to intercept it as they knock it away out to this near side. Now both Dortmund and Newcastle trying to challenge for it, but the referee has given the foul against Newcastle, and that will be a Dortmund free kick on this near side. Ken is saying, hi, Gerard. Nice one, Ken. Top man. Thank you, mate. What a guy. And Ken also saying, debris on pitch. Debris on pitch. Yep, they've sorted. Yeah, thank you for that, mate. Yep, they sorted that, didn't they? Game stop. Thank you, Ken. Top man. Thank you, mate. Kyle saying, giving the time update. Thank you, Kyle. Nice one, mate. Kyle is saying, yeah, Wrexham retired players played in a tournament pre-season. USA captain gave an embarrassing pre-game speech saying the women were gonna smash them The retired dudes won like 12-0 or something. Thank you, Kyle. Nice one, mate. Appreciate you letting me know. Yeah, I knew they'd gone over there in the summer. I just couldn't. Like I said, I was trying to cover so much in the summer. I didn't have time to absorb that properly. So thank you for the update, Kyle. Top man. Appreciate that, mate. Ken is saying apparently fake gold bars in response to Magpie's money pot. Dortmund now with a cross into the box. It's headed, it's headed by about 3 Dortmund players in the box there before it eventually bounces out. And now Dortmund coming again, knocking it out wide to that near side, that far side, sorry. As now the ball passed into the box. Newcastle managing to challenge for it, and the ball deflects behind. And that will be, I think it's going to be a corner. Yeah, it's going to be a corner. Last ball. Last touch coming off a Newcastle player. So thank you for that, Ken. Ken also saying cuckoo, 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 cuckoo. Okay. And now Newcastle with the possession on that far side as they now try to break up the field, knocking it out wide to this near side space to run into as Dortmund quickly trying to get bodies back behind the ball. Newcastle cutting it back to their defensive line now, though, as they play it out wide to that far side. Now creeping forward into the Dortmund half, still on the far side as Dortmund trying to reshuffle and reorganise themselves defensively, but Newcastle still managing to keep the possession on that far side under pressure as now Newcastle play it into the centre. Now knocked out wide to this near side as Newcastle clearly trying to stretch the Dortmund formation. Now Newcastle into the box. Can he get the shot off? And he does, but the goalkeeper manages to make the save quite comfortably there. And that will be relief momentarily for Dortmund. 62 and a half minutes gone, guys. Still Dortmund 1, Newcastle 0. So Kyle's saying so close. And also Atletico v Celtic kicks off soon. Yes, it does, mate. You're right. It does. We've got quite a few games kicking off soon. Also, a few games that kicked off at 7 as well in the EFL Trophy. So thank you for that, Kyle. Kyle also saying Atletico v Celtic kicking off. I read that one. So thank you, mate. Ken saying 2000. And Ken also saying Celtic under 19s outclassed this afternoon. All right. I'm not seeing the result, to be honest, mate. Literally come straight in from work and jumped on this. I've actually finished work earlier, so I've got an earlier start tomorrow because I finished work early to come home for this game. But not to worry. What was the score, Ken? If you don't mind, let me know, mate, if you know it. Kyle is saying, was that the under 21s you mean? 5-0 or something. I'm not sure, Kyle, to be honest. I missed that game, but if it was 5-0, yeah, that's a bit of an embarrassing result for Celtic, to be honest. But I don't mean them no offence, but I've got to be honest, they're good at embarrassing themselves, Celtic in Europe, aren't they, to be fair? I'm just being honest, guys. They really frustrate me, Celtic in Europe. They dominate so much in Scotland, winning game after game after game against all the other clubs. Obviously, only club in Scotland that competes with them properly is Rangers. But yet they don't. Celtic never show it in Europe. They never show same that same dominance when they play European clubs. Can't really say that about Rangers because Rangers, yes, all right, last season disappointing performance in the Champions League, but we have to cut Rangers a bit of slack because it was their first spell back in the Champions League for a number of years. Plus the season before, they got all the way to the Europa League final. So they did more in one season than Celtic have done in the last 10. So, yeah, for me, I've got to be honest, Celtic really frustrate me in Europe. I want to see all UK clubs do well in Europe, but Like I say, Celtic seem to shoot themselves in the foot. They just don't show that quality. But like I say, Rangers, in comparison, give a good account. I know Celtic fans won't like me saying it, but I'm not saying it to do the Reading. I'm saying it being honest. Rangers have only been back in Europe, what, 4 seasons? 4 seasons? After obviously all the trouble with the ownerships and everything. And yet, in them 4 seasons, they've given a much better account of themselves than Celtic have done in the whole. What? How many seasons were it? Celtic up there on 6 or something? I don't know. But you guys get what I mean. You guys get what I mean. Now, Newcastle winning the ball back on that far side. But yeah, like I say, it's constructive criticism, guys, because as you guys know that are regular members of the Fandom community, I want to see all UK clubs do well in Europe. Different domestically, but when it comes to Europe, I want to see all UK clubs uh, do us proud, guys. Because at the end of the day, uh, y- our nation, England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, we all created the game of football. So we want to give a good account of ourselves. I know other countries don't like us saying that we gave the world the game of football, but the truth hurts sometimes, doesn't it, guys? I know Brazil fans don't like hearing it anyway, because I'm always winding them up with it in World Cups. Um, so thank you for that, Kyle. Sorry, Ken. Sorry, mate. So yeah, thanks as well, Kyle. Kyle saying you're up to date halfway through the game for a change, Gaz. Yeah, thank you, Kyle. Thank you, mate. Yeah, I've been trying to catch up, mate. I'm always trying, but it's a difficult balance in it between obviously trying to keep you guys informed. At the moment, it's just a midfield scrap at the moment, as now Newcastle do get the possession, knocking it out wide to this near side. But thank you for that, Kyle. Well said. Yeah, good observation. Constructive criticism there, or constructive observation, should I say, there from Kyle. Thank you, mate. Newcastle now playing the ball forward towards the edge of the box. Dortmund challenge for it and managing to win it momentarily, but then Newcastle trying a challenge to win it back before eventually the ball deflects off a Newcastle player and goes out for, I think it's gone out for a goal kick, I think. Oh, that's a handball as well. There's a handball in there, guys. So Dortmund with the goal kick now. As they take it short, knocking the ball out wide to that far side. Kyle is saying, oh, sorry. Oh, stupid thing. Sorry, guys. Kyle is saying, haha, love it, Gas. Well, mate, I'm just being honest. I'm not, like I say, I'm not trying to have a go at the Celtic fans, to be fair. But like I say, they're just frustrated. I can't understand how the talent that they've got in that team and how well they play in Scotland. They just don't show it in Europe. They just don't show it. In fact, probably the other day against um, Atletico Madrid at home, they drew 2-2, which is probably the first time for a while that I've seen Celtic actually get an half decent result in Europe. Um, but yeah, for me, like I say, it's not having a go at me. It's just saying it as it is. They need to step it up. You can't be that so winning. You can't be winning so many games in your league and banging on about how strong you are, like Celtic fans do, you know, claiming that they're the best and the biggest and all this rubbish in Scotland, but yet they don't reflect that in Europe. So you got to step up to the plate, in my opinion, if you're going to be a top club. In your respective league, then you also have to show, you have to replicate that at least with some good results in Europe. I'm not saying you have to win a competition in Europe, but you at least have to win some games to show that you are a good team, that that you're a force to be reckoned with. And like I say, I'm not trying to get anybody's backup or anything. But for me, Rangers give a good account of themselves since they've been back in Europe, and Celtic letting the side down as far as Scottish football is concerned. And I'm saying that in my honest opinion, not with any hate. So yeah, um, so we've got a corner here, guys. Sorry, I'm losing track of the game here, Anna. So Dortmund now with a corner on the far side, guys. I'll come back to comments in a moment, guys. Corner comes in, but it's a poor one, and the Newcastle keeper manages to collect that quite comfortably. Um, sorry, Kyle. Kyle's also saying uh, Celtic haven't won a European knockout tie in like 2022, 23 years. Gaz, we've been to the bottom and back to the top since that. I know, mate. Yeah, I know. Like I say, I'm not showing no favouritism, but I'm massive respect to Rangers because I think you guys, like I say, if it weren't for Rangers being back in European football, then we wouldn't be seeing that automatic um, Champions League spot at the top of the Scottish Premiership. So, I know Celtic fans won't like it, but the reality is they've got to show a bit of homage and a bit of gratitude that Rangers have helped improved the coefficiency. That's the reality. Celtic could have done it on their own, but they kept losing games, like you pointing out, Kyle. They keep losing. They don't win knockout competitions. They don't even flip it out. What was it? A couple of seasons ago, they got knocked out of the Champions League qualifiers, the Europa League qualifiers, dropped into the Europa Conference League in the group stages, and then got knocked out of that. How does one of the strongest clubs in Scotland get knocked out of all three competitions within such a short space of time? Beggars belief, doesn't it? So yeah, like I say, my honest opinion. So we got a stoppage here, guys. Player being stopped. Um, sorry, player being checked here for injury, and I think we're having a substitution here as well for Newcastle. So 72 minutes gone, guys. Dortmund 1, Newcastle 0. So now Newcastle with the ball in the centre as both sets of players challenging for it now, but it's Dortmund that eventually come away with it. Now Dortmund playing it forward, but it's intercepted as Newcastle goalkeeper just comes out to win that ball. Ken is saying struggling in domestic League Two. Yeah, this season they are, Ken. You're right, mate. Yep, they are this season. Definitely. But I'm glad they're struggling, to be honest, in the domestic league because I want to see more competition in the Scottish League. I really do. I want to see it being a bit more competitive because it's good for Scottish football. It is. It's good for Scottish football if more clubs manage to be a bit more competitive. Now Dortmund winning the ball on that far side. As some Yeah, Newcastle coming across the challenge for it, and it's just deflected out. But yeah, well said, Ken. Well said, mate. I forgot about that. To be fair, mate. Ken also, so yeah, thank you for that, mate. Kyle is also saying, I think the league will be close this season. We look a different team under Clement. What a manager he looks. Not scared to change formation mid game or drop underperforming plays. No, that's what you mean. That, mate, I agree. That's what you need. I thought it was a bit crazy, to be honest. The previous manager you had, I've forgotten his name now, but he was assistant to Steven Gerrard, wasn't he? But I didn't see him doing well for you guys. I've got to be honest. For me, mate, I didn't see him doing well. Just because he might be good as an assistant doesn't always mean that an assistant's good. As a coach. And as much as I'm going to make an example here, guys, and I don't, it's not an example I like to make because it's an actual former player I really like. But Roy Keane is a perfect example of that. He's for me. I think Roy Keane would make a top manager. The problem is today's players are too soft to deal with a player like a manager like Roy Keane because he's got no time. Let's be honest, he's got no time for the BS, to put it nicely. He'll say it as it is. He'll be very honest and blunt with players, and a lot of modern day players can't handle that. They can't handle that direct confrontation or honesty. So, unfortunately, Roy Keane is always going to have that holding him back as a first team manager. But as he showed uh, as an assistant to Martin O'Neill uh, for the Irish team, he's a good assistant coach. He's a really good assistant coach. He did really well working alongside Martin O'Neill. But like I say, he's already shown, I think, when he was manager, was it Middlesbrough, Sunderland? I can't remember. I think it was Sunderland, one he that he managed for a while. And he really struggled up there. And it wasn't because he's not good as a manager. It's just simply because his personality is obviously going to clash with softer players today, I think. So I think that's a good example. But yeah, I'm glad to see you guys getting back on track for Rangers, definitely. Because, like I say, I think that's what you needed. Um, Dortmund now coming forward. So they managed to get the shot off, but it's well wide. And that will be a goal kick to Newcastle. And Kent, you say, must have been better than Beale. Yeah, that's what his name was, wasn't it? Beale, yeah. Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree. I thought Beale was the wrong manager for Rangers. I've got to be honest. Yeah, I know, like I just said, I know he was good as an assistant alongside Gerrard. But as I just made the point, just because you're good as an assistant doesn't mean you're going to be good as the first team manager. A lot more responsibility comes with being the first team manager. For a start, you're the face of the club. So when things don't go right, you've got to have the backbone to be able to take that, haven't you? And let's be honest, I know Steven Gerrard still got a lot to learn as a manager, but he is used to taking the flak because he's been the captain of Liverpool for pretty much, a massive portion of his playing career. So it means he's used to taking that criticism and the flak because obviously the captains sometimes come out to front up the criticism to help take the pressure off the manager a little bit. So yeah, for me, that was the difference. That was the clear and obvious difference. So yeah, well said, Ken. I've got to agree with you there, mate. 100%. Thank you for that, mate. We got a foul on this near side now. Yeah, that's a clear foul. It's just kicked out. So Newcastle now with a free kick on this near side, close to the touchline. I'd say about 5 yards from the corner flag, maybe 2 yards from the touchline. So really good opportunity for a good cross into the box. This, but Trippier standing over it might. I'm not sure he'll take a shot from this. It's possible, but it's a bit of a tight angle for a shot. So hopefully he can get a good delivery. It'd be good time now for Newcastle to score. We're 78 minutes gone. So come on, Newcastle, please get us a goal now. Free kick comes in towards the near post. It's nodded away by Dortmund. That wasn't the best from Trippier. Now Dortmund knocking it up the field, and now 2 Dortmund attackers on the run into the box. There's only one Newcastle player, and it's into the back of the net, low and hard, as Dortmund score into that near side post, low and hard past the goalkeeper. Well, Newcastle leaving themselves way too exposed at the back there. So 78 minutes gone, guys. Dortmund 2, Newcastle United 0. Well, that's really disappointing. Yeah, they just committed too many bodies forward, guys. Never, ever just leave one man on the halfway line. That's just inviting a counter attack, in my opinion. Commit every other body, but you should always, I think, personally, myself, let me know what you guys think. Personally, myself, I think you should always leave 2 men. If you're going to commit loads of bodies forward for a cross or a corner, that's fine. But try to leave 2 men further up the field just in case the opposition win the ball back and hit you on the counter attack. Kyle is saying Beale only had one tactic, one formation, so easy and predictable. They style only gets you so far. Once other teams realise how to counter that. Usually, the second half of the season gets harder. Yep, absolutely. Well, I'll take your word for that, Kyle. You watch your club a lot more than me, mate. But yep, I've got to be honest. The one thing that I noticed with Beale when I saw him in charge with you guys is when you guys went down, like conceded a goal. One thing I noticed is he didn't seem to change it. He never had another idea. Didn't seem to have much in the way of changing the tactics. So I think that falls into what the same as what you're saying there, Kyle. To be fair, mate. But yeah, he just didn't seem to. What's the word? He seemed to be lacking in ideas. Like if you went one or two goals down and it was getting late in the game and you needed to change the tactics, change the approach, maybe even change the formation, he just seemed to be lacking in ideas to do that. Dortmund now on the attack, racing down the middle as they managed to get the shot off, but the goalkeeper manages to save it as it's only a timid shot. And now Newcastle knocking the ball out wide to this near side. So, yeah, well said, Kyle. Thank you for that, mate. Yep, that kind of confirms what I was seeing myself with Beale. So, thank you for that, mate. Kyle also saying that. Thank you. I'm muted. Can you hear me, guys? Did you see there that Kyle's put I'm muted? Can you hear me, guys? Stevie, can you hear me, please? Can you tell me? Can somebody just say yes if you can hear me? Because obviously I could just see that Kyle's put I'm muted, and I'm not seeing that I'm muted on my screen. Um, yeah, it's working fine according to that. You guys can hear me? Can you hear me? Yes? No? Anyone? All right. Well, that's all I needed to hear then, because it's just I could see Kyle has put you're muted, guys. So I thought I'd gone. Thank you. Um, Kyle, he's put 10 minutes to play, still 1-0 Shakhtar. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, mate. Appreciate the update. Barcelona still losing then, eh? Oh, that's going to be an upset, isn't it, guys? Yeah, I can't say I'm not going to like seeing that upset. Go on, Shakhtar. Cause an upset. So now Dortmund with the possession on that far side as Newcastle challenge for it. Now Dortmund trying to come forward, but it's a bit scrappy over there. Now Dortmund knocking the ball out wide to this near side as the ball just bounces out of play, and that'll be a throw into Newcastle. Midway inside the Dortmund half on this near side. Um, so yeah, thank you, Kyle. I think it started. It must have been maybe a glitch on the system. So thank you for that, mate. Um, Ken saying thanks for the update, Kyle. Yep, nice one, Ken. Top man. Loving the positive vibes, guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you. And now Newcastle with the ball on this near side. Ball played forward, but Dortmund come to challenge for it. As now Newcastle working the ball down this near side. Dortmund almost winning it back there, but Newcastle now knocking it into the centre as they play it out wide to that far side. Could do with Newcastle at least getting a goal to try and help with their goal difference. Now Newcastle with the possession in the centre circle. As now they come forward, racing towards the edge of the box. A challenge comes in from Dortmund, They managed to knock it away, but Newcastle almost picking up the pieces further up the field, but now Dortmund do win it back, playing it forward as Dortmund now coming into the box. It's crossed in, but Newcastle just doing enough as they manage to head it down, and now Newcastle with the possession played forward. Can they get in behind here as Dortmund just managed to get to the ball and knock it back to the goalkeeper before Newcastle were able to get in behind. Now Dortmund knocking it out wide to this near side. Um, Kyle is saying autocorrect. Haha, that's not what I was trying to say. You're not muted. Don't worry. Okay. Well, you threw me off a bit there. Thank you for letting me know, Kyle. Yeah, that stopped me in my tracks for a moment because I thought you guys couldn't hear me. But thank you for letting me know, mate. Kyle is saying, well, that's this game over now. I know it's looking like it, isn't it, mate? It is looking like it. Dortmund just making another substitution there. Fulkrug going off and Mukaka coming on. Um, Kyle is saying the great European experienced team Dortmund have come out on top. Yep, they have on this occasion, mate. Well, it's all good learning for Newcastle, though, because they're going to be wanting to play in this competition more as they continue to improve, aren't they? So this is all good experience for them. But he's still able to qualify. Obviously, this game's looking like it's gone, but they've got 4 points on the board. So I think the next game is going to be crucial. They're going to have to try and really get something out of the next game. Otherwise, it might be game over for European football, or for, at least for the Champions League anyway. But they could still be in it, guys. They might still possible for them to qualify or potentially drop into the Europa League. Um, I think Europa League would probably be the better option for Newcastle to gain more European experience, to be fair. Um, so thank you for that, Ken. Well said, mate. Yeah. Carlson, if you look at the Hearts game in the Cup, it was 0-0 half time. Clement brought on Scott Wright because he noticed that we could exploit out wide. Um, and Scott Wright came on and scored. I did notice that. Yes, I did notice that, mate. Really, good tactical change by the manager on it. So yeah, I did notice that, mate, because obviously I did cover that game on the channel, and I noticed that I was actually giving credit to Hearts up until half time for keeping it 0-0 because obviously how many times we've seen Rangers just absolutely smash Hearts, so I was giving them giving them a bit of praise for managing to get to the halftime break, keeping it 0-0. But like you say, the manager identified uh, where he could improve, where you guys could uh, get at Hearts, and he made the change, and it worked fantastically, didn't it? It really did work fantastically, in fairness. Dortmund now with the possession on the halfway line. As now they play it out wide to this near side again. Don't forget, guys, please do hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. If you have, thank you very much. Really appreciated. Dortmund now with a possession on this near side as they work towards the edge of the Newcastle box, but Newcastle now challenging, win it back. Now Newcastle playing it into the centre as they knock it out wide to that far side. Well, Newcastle now playing it back to their centre backs before eventually playing it back out to this near side as they push forward now into the Dortmund half play, trying to play through the Dortmund press, but managing to keep it just about as they play it into the centre. Now, ball come forward as now Newcastle working the ball towards the edge of the box. It's crossed in, but it's not a great cross as it comes out on this near side, and Dortmund just mark the ball as it goes out of play on this near side for a throw into Dortmund, right next to the corner flag. So we're just coming up to 90 minutes gone, guys. So Kyle just saying, we hear you. It was a typo. Thank you, Kyle. No worries, mate. Thank you for letting me know, mate. Now Newcastle with the possession again on that far side, trying to come forward. Ball cut back into the centre, knocked out wide to this near side as Newcastle take it to the byline. Ball crossed in as the goalkeeper gets a hand to that and knocks it over the bar. So 3 minutes to be added on, guys. And Newcastle going to have a corner on this near side. Corner comes in. It's right into the mix of bodies as the goalkeeper punches it away. Now both sets of players challenge for it. It's Dortmund winning it outside the box. Now Dortmund with space to run into, but Newcastle just managed to get across and intercept the ball and win it back. Now Newcastle with the possession as they come forward again towards the halfway line. Ball played out wide to this near side as they push up the field, but Dortmund getting themselves organised as they keep it tight. Kylie's saying, yeah, we were all over Hearts. They did well to keep it 0-0, but that screamer free kick from Tevez was outstanding. Yes, it was. It was, mate. It was an absolute cracking shot, that, wasn't it? So, yeah, I'll thank you for that, Kyle. Massive respect to you for that, mate. At least you're honest enough to admit that Hearts did have a goal. We've got to give them credit because obviously they don't have the same budget as you guys, but they still. I know they huff and puff, but when was it? I don't know. I've seen the Hearts capitulate in matter of minutes before today when they've kicked off for a game. But yeah, well, yeah, you guys were just too strong for them in the end, and I think manager might have to show that tactical knowledge as well in the final because I think Aberdeen might come with a similar approach. Keep it tight in the first half, try and keep you guys out, and maybe try and hit you on the counter attack. So the manager might have to do the same approach where he sees how the first half is played, and then, like you say, Kyle makes changes at half time uh, to exploit Aberdeen's weaknesses. Because so I hear Aberdeen always seem to raise their game when they play Rangers. A lot of fans have been telling me. So I don't know if you have that same opinion, Kyle, but I know a lot of Rangers fans have told me that they feel that Aberdeen always seem to raise their game whenever they play Rangers. So um, you might have even said it to me yourself before, mate. So there goes the full-time whistle, guys. It's finished Dortmund 2, Newcastle 0. Disappointing evening for Newcastle, but all good experience in the long run. And let's hope they can at least get enough points on the board to at least qualify for Europa League. So let's quickly have a look at the full-time match stats, guys. So thank you for that, Kyle. So let's quickly bring up the half-time match the full-time match stats. And don't worry if you can't see it, guys. I will read it out to you. So it should be coming on your screen any moment. There we go. It's on your screen now, guys. So this is how the results have gone at full time. The result has gone at full time, finishing Dortmund 2, Newcastle 0. Total shots 17 for Dortmund, 10 for Newcastle. Shots on target 8 for Dortmund, 5 for Newcastle. Possession 45% for Dortmund, 55% for Newcastle. Passes 397 for Dortmund, 469 for Newcastle. Pass accuracy 79% for Dortmund, 85% for Newcastle. Fouls 13 against Dortmund, 5 against Newcastle. Yellow cards just the one for Newcastle, and red cards none. Offsides 3 against Dortmund, 1 against Newcastle, and corners 7 for Dortmund, 4 for Newcastle. So there you go, guys. And that is how the group looks at the end of this game. So as you see, Newcastle sitting in third. Um, they've got 4 points on the board, 2 games left, so still possible. Be interesting. Obviously, we have to see how that other game goes because obviously PSG and Milan still to play. So we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, still possible. But we'll have to wait and see if Newcastle can get enough points out of those final 2 games. Hopefully they can, guys. Hopefully they can. So let's quickly go back to the chat. Hang on a minute. Sorry, guys. Ken is saying, is there another stream coming up at 8, guys? I was, I don't, what time are we on now? Yeah, I might jump back on, mate. Yeah, I might jump back on and do another game. Um, so I need to get off now if I'm going to jump back on and do another one. Oh, come on, you stupid thing. Kale is saying full time Shakhtar Donetsk 1 Barca nil. Awesome. Well, congratulations, Shakhtar. Awesome result. That's a real upset, that, isn't it? Ken is saying good Shakhtar. Yep, well said, Ken. Got to agree with you there, mate. Kyle saying Barca got robbed of a penalty in the 96th minute. Apparently, commentators thought it was a pen as well. Ah, right. Okay, mate. Well, we're seeing a lot of controversy at the moment, aren't we, with penalties and VAR and stuff like that. And I think it's going to carry on for at least this season, possibly next season as well, until the football associations and UEFA get their act together with it. So yeah, thank you for the update, Kyle. Nice one, mate. So, guys, I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to wrap it up now and see and have a look what we got coming next. I know I've made a couple of thumbnails, see if I could come back on and do a game. And I'm thinking possibly League One because we've obviously not given League One much coverage this season. So I'm thinking maybe give League One a bit of coverage. So, yeah, I'm going to jump off now. Thank you to all you guys that have dropped in. Really appreciate your comments and conversation in the chat. Big shout out to Kyle and Ken. Staying in the chat to the end and firing plenty of comments and stuff at me. So thank you guys. Always a pleasure to enjoy conversation and chat with you guys. Really appreciate it. So thank you, Ken Fish and also Kyle H. Also, big shout out to you guys that dropped in earlier as well on the stream. Can't remember all of them. If I read them all out now, I'm never going to get on to another game. So thank you to all you guys. Kyle is put, hang on a minute. Kyle saying, cheers, guys. Catch you on the next one. Thank you, Kyle. Always a pleasure, mate. Yeah, hopefully see you on the next one. But if not, if you're busy, look after yourself, stay safe and well. And thank you, as always, mate. Really appreciate you coming, getting involved. Always a pleasure having you involved in the Fan Den chat. Kyle also saying, cheers, everyone. Else, take it easy, Ken. Thank you, Kyle. Top stuff, mate. What awesome. Loving the positive vibes. Thank you, mate. So thank you for that, Kyle. And as I say, thank you to all you guys. Look after yourselves. Stay safe. And well, I'm going to jump off now and see if I can possibly get on for a second straight stream if we have no complications. So yeah, final word goes to Kyle. So Ken, sorry, I can't actually make out what he's saying here. Those thing for me, thing for me. I'm not sure what he's meaning by that. But thank you, Ken. Appreciate as always your contribution of conversation in the chat. Always a pleasure, mate. So yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here and see if I can get on quickly. So take care. and hopefully maybe see you on the next one. But if not, hopefully see you on a future stream. But for me, for now, for this show, that's it. Take care. All the best. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.